up now. So start me countdown. everyone knows. Hello, my name is Max Stein, and I love video games.
I'm the Mega Buck. I really love video games.
My name is Raph, and I also love video games.
And welcome to our weekly watch-along. I'm really excited for this one.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Watching the back half of myhouse.wad. What's the name of the guy who does this video again, Buck?
This video, what was?
Power Pack?
Power
Yep,
Pack,
thank you, because I was trying to find it and couldn't find it.
Power
Hey, I gotta subscribe to that.
And sort of video essay on what the hell this game mod is.
Absolutely terrifying experience.
Give me one moment. I'm going to try to change that stream summary there.
Oh, you go.
Yeah.
In the meantime, crack open a cold one.
Ooh, there we go.
You guys can talk also. Yeah. If you
What's everybody drinking?
What's everybody drinking? I'm drinking my usual highlight, although I do have in reserve over here, just being saved in this little cooler. I've got a left-hand coconut milk stout, so I'm excited about that. I'm gonna finish.
Did you say left hand?
Yeah. Left Hand is the brewery.
Oh,
it's coconut milk stout. Yeah,
Left
Hand Brewing. Yeah,
I thought it was like a Ned Flanders joke. Like, this is a beer you buy at the left emporium.
Yeah, it has
with your left hand.
It has the blood of a left hand. Left tan?
I didn't.
Yeah, no, it's the tan that you get on your left side if you fall asleep at the beach.
Ham.
Yeah. I put an entire left hand into this beer. It's incredible. Yeah. It's good. It's good shit.
What's wrong? Rumpelstiltskin?
So I think we need to back it up like 30 seconds or so.
Maybe. Oh, yeah, because we were about to get into some crazy. Should we maybe explain where we're at here? Like anybody who hasn't,
Do you remember?
Yeah, I remember we're about to enter the.
Explain what was going on at this.
Okay,
time?
all right. That's a loaded question. I can't coherently explain the rest of it, but I do know we're about to enter a very dark hallway.
We're about to enter the God, I can't remember what it's called in the book. The very long, dark hallway that disappears in the guy's house, and apparently it's in this game too. Yeah. Yes.
So let's see. Where are we? I'll try and backtrack. So, we learned that the house is actually houses inside of houses. It's a TARDIS. It's bigger on the inside, and it leads to multiple versions of the house, including a burnt house, a reverse house, and some other freaky things. We've started collecting items. We found that the pictures in both the regular world and the reverse world show for different items, like the soda pop and the baby bottle and all those kinds of things you have to collect. The wedding ring for getting all those end things. And then he's discovered, after collecting all of those things, that there's, among other things, there's a hidden hallway that we're about to explore.
There you go. That was concise enough. That works.
Concise enough. I like that.
Yes.
I think that's
how do you even condense all this into one 30-second blurb like that? That was amazing.
Right. Yeah,
let's do it.
You'd have to just rewatch it. So to jump right back into the creepiness, there's about 15 or 20 seconds of exposition here, again explaining what we're about to see, and then we're going to view the Novidson hallway in all of its unedited and unsped up glory.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Ready?
Yes. Here we go.
Let's check the volume, I guess, once it gets started.
Wait, aren't we getting about 6 minutes of absolute silence on this in the beginning?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay, cool. That's gonna be great. Well, not absolute silence, apparently.
Well, okay. Well, you turn it all the way down there.
No, I didn't.
The book has returned.
It just gets this quiet.
Silence overwhelms you as you step into the impossible space of concrete and darkness. After the near constant noise and drones of exploring this house, this utter vacuum fills my stomach with dread. It's time for one last maze. A very dark maze.
What is this?
I've done what I can for it in post to make sure it's visible on the screens I've tested. But if you still can't see, because you're watching on your phone in bed with auto brightness, or if there's sunlight shining on your display, I'm sorry. Maybe just skip to the next chapter. I now present to you, with no commentary and only occasional editing for time, the Novidson hallway.
Alrighty. You know, there is something about standing at the end of a hallway and looking into the abyss that just makes you feel so small.
And it's much darker than this. He's saying he enhanced this.
Right, yeah.
He brightened it a lot. Yeah.
You already hear him running into walls here.
Yeah.
Oh man. I would just go back. I don't need to know.
It's fine.
This is okay. We're all right. Everybody is okay. And that's where he found Shrek.
Whoa, what the fuck?
What just happened?
That wasn't right.
Oh.
Did you see the screen?
Yeah. Oh, I think that might have been one of the edits for time, he said.
Yeah. Because he was lost.
I don't know.
Right, yeah. Or it could have been part of the hallway, who knows? Oh man.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Because it's like, where is it?
Yeah, right. You know what? I didn't even think about that.
This dude has made an entire level that's pitch black, and where does it fit in the Doom level? Like, where actually is it?
Like in the context of the house that he's made, like where is this?
In the context, the level this guy has designed.
Right. Yeah.
Well, remember, it led down that. It was the door that led to a closet.
No, not literally. I mean, like, because he explained the two places can't exist on top of one another and do like.
And this seems to be a space that exists like outside of the space of the house, but it's got to be contained within it too. It's
so the space
really weird. Right.
So,
yeah.
So technically explain that space to you, it uses the same trick that Portal does when he goes into that door. Another door.
And so on.
When he goes into the door in the basement in the house that shouldn't exist there, he is actually teleported to a room in it. They're closing.
What?
That's a game mechanic. That's nothing new. Sorry, we weren't. If we were
watching normally like.
It adds a weird context to it.
Do they normally reopen like that? Do you really think people want to hear you try to explain what's technically happening in the map versus watching?
That's fucked up. Like, I mean, that's.
Yeah, they don't do that. They don't reopen themselves in a spooky one at a time manner.
The way he turned around. Nope.
Yeah, dude, I would have done left. I mean,
what the fuck is that water?
I think so. Yeah.
Like an infinite space.
I can't even look at the screen. Can't even look at the screen. Gonna throw up.
Bug, do you suffer from what is it? Thalassophobia? Is that what it is?
Yep, that one.
Oh boy.
That's why I never played Echo the Dolphin as a kid.
Oh, do you ever play Subnautica? That game is pretty scary. Oh, he's drowning. He's drowning. Yeah.
In a game that has no drowning mechanics.
Right.
Yeah, that was earlier that he explained how crazy that is.
Still in Doom.
Yeah. I'm amazed. I'm just, how do you add?
I watched The Boy play Subnautica because I could do that a little bit.
Yeah.
But I couldn't do it myself.
I mean, it's fun, but man, yeah, deep water is a little, yeah.
Subnautica's not as bad because there's lots of stuff in the water.
True.
It's when there's nothing in the water like that.
If you go deep enough, if you go far out enough, and there's parts where the water just goes black. And there are things in that black water. Yeah.
Holy shit. Look at this.
This is a massive empty room. That's scary. That's what is that called? Megalopho? Is that a hole?
Oh, yes. That's fucked up.
Oh, no, it's got it's hard to tell.
It's a giant
stairs,
hole.
right?
It's got stairs going down it.
It's got like a spiral staircase.
That is horrifying.
Yeah. I love it though. I love it. There's something that's so like it's the horror fan in me.
No.
The horror fan in me finds this
giant hole. No.
This is like some content warning shit right here.
This is straight up like if you've ever read any of the SCP stories, the Never-Ending Staircase, the SCP-087-B, it just it scratches a real good spot.
Going for.
Oh, what the fuck was that?
Ugh, gave me chills.
Yeah, that actually made my hair stand up on the back of my neck just now.
Look how long.
He's still going. He's still going. Where does it lead, guys? Oh my god,
wow.
Where do you think it leads?
3 cuts.
Oh, he's going back up. Okay, all right. I was hoping that you know, like
go down it forever somehow.
That's what he thinks happened. Yeah, he was editing it because he kept going and going and going.
Oh my god,
man. Shrek was in this last time, right? I'm not crazy.
Baby.
I remember that. Yeah, okay.
Scary as fuck.
Well, because like I was like, you know, you come out of Shrek's ass or something like that if you go deep enough, right?
That's the false sense of security it's doing there, B-Rad. But it's
all the way down.
It literally has more to do with that House of Leaves book where it's just there to be like the endless hallway. It's not meant to scare you because of the absence of anything, not from a jump scare.
Oh my god.
What just happened? I missed.
He's right back at the hallway.
Back at the beginning. Back at the beginning. Oh, and it's gone. He turned around and it's gone. The hallway is gone. The hallway is gone.
We did it? To my knowledge, there's nothing to find in there. It's just a horribly tense diversion to take here in this house. This part of the game drives my nerves on end. Even though you could argue nothing happened to me, it manages to inspire anxiety using only its strange architecture and occasional little prodding insinuations that I'm not alone in this house. I can only hope that I was able to convey that through this chapter. It borrows liberally from House of Leaves, most of the time, but to do this, to execute this labyrinth here in Doom, is nothing short of genius, I think. Right. Now, I wish to point out that even after all we've done, all we've seen here, we still haven't managed to discover that final secret on the map screen. So then, without any further delay, it's time to finish my house.
All right.
We're going to go through everything in order, one at a time, with a few extra hidden tricks that'll help me get through this nightmare. I'm also going to be slowing down a bit, referring to the journal as we go, as I think there is something of a narrative that can be constructed from this mod that we've only been brushing past so far, as vague and fragmentary as it may be. This house may be bigger on the inside, but it feels far from empty. So, starting from when the doors disappear, we get the Pepsi and then the milkshake. There's nothing relevant about them in any of the materials, not even a Pepsi in shot of these pictures, but I noticed the deco in the Pepsi room is older, like 80s or 70s. The Pepsi can itself is an older version too, so I wonder if this is a recreation of a childhood memory. I want pop. Like what you'd maybe say if your mother asked you what you wanted to drink. The milkshake room might also be a memory, rather than a horrible negative dimension. We can see in the pictures folder that the room did appear to get some renovations. So maybe an intense color palette is simply what it had before.
Kid needs a milkshake.
Maybe it's depicted in monochrome because something happened that necessitated the renovations that make this an unpleasant memory.
Oh my.
The kid needs a milkshake is probably not said by a child, and it reads as a cold way that two parents might talk about their kid. The context for all of this is just my own speculation. But let's keep going and see where things end up. Uncover the mirror in the attic to be able to access the mirror world. From the bathroom, whose dream we've already covered. I kill everything in the mirror world. I don't think I have to, but I decide to just in case.
Just in case.
In the mirror world, grab the wine bottle.
Always a
Drunk buddy.
Decision.
Yeah, Tom and Steve did appear to be in that photo. Also grab the bauble, which is referenced in this half-asleep babbling entry of the journal. But I'd say more important is the baby bottle from the crib.
I lay in bed, too afraid to move, when I heard a faint ghostly cry coming from the attic. I had heard this sound before, but this time it was louder and more insistent. I got out of bed and slowly crept up the stairs to the attic, my heart pounding so hard I thought it would burst. As I entered the attic, I noticed a trail of children's toys leading out the window. I followed the trail, feeling a strange compulsion to do so. The trail led me to an abandoned daycare center near the edge of town. I stayed back, afraid to enter, but I couldn't help but feel drawn to the place. I knew something was waiting for me inside.
Shrek.
Something dark and
It's always
dangerous.
Shrek.
I took a deep
It
breath
is
and
Shrek,
stepped
that's
inside.
right.
The place was dark and silent, but as I walked around, I noticed the walls were covered in eerie drawings of children and babies. Then I heard the sound of a baby crying again, coming from the back of the room. I followed the sound, and when I reached the back of the room, I saw a crib with a stillborn baby inside. I felt a chill run down my spine as I realized what was haunting me. The stillborn baby was the one in the attic. I backed away slowly, my heart pounding in my ears. I knew I had to leave this place, and I quickly ran out the door, never looking back.
Shrek is
Get the baseball and the crayons. I don't know if there's any
Shrek
deeper mystery to them, and their associated text feels like nonsense.
Don't forget, in case you don't forget, he's referring to these other files that are tied to...
J.J. Hardy is a real player, but it doesn't help us date or place this daycare, as he's been playing for about 20 years, and has been part of 3 different teams across the USA. I mean, he was drafted in 2001, and that's also the year Shrek came out. But that's too YouTube Theory channel for me. You might also have to deal with the blackboard that says 1984 on it. Either someone has their dates wrong, or this daycare has high expectations for these kids' reading ability. Pick up Snugs and blast away Shrek. No, I don't have any plot reason for why Shrek is here. Go back to the house, and it's time to turn on the sinks for the water house.
I was dreaming about taking a nice hot bath. I felt myself sinking deeper and deeper into the warm water until I couldn't breathe. I tried to scream, but no sound escaped my lips. I was drowning in my own bathtub. Suddenly I felt a jolt, as if I had been pulled out of the water. When I opened my eyes, I found myself in a subterranean cave, illuminated by a faint, eerie blue light. I could feel a chill in the air, and I could hear the echoing of demons in the distance. I tried to scream, but my voice was muffled by the darkness of the cave. I felt a chill run down my spine as I realized I was being hunted by something unseen. I heard the scraping of claws on the rocks and felt the ground shaking beneath me.
I guess the bathhouse is meant to be the cave? I don't know. Solve the maze to come to the swimming pool with the bloodfish, but not before taking this hidden backpack from this one specific locker in the hallway before. We will need the extra ammo capacity. Go boom fishing and get the D20. I don't know what significance this has, beyond Tom, Steve, or maybe both, maybe once played D&D. Judging by the text, it got pretty juvenile. And we make our way through to the floating garage, making numerous attempts to get the ring and leave through the exit. I could just take the secret entrance back to the maze, but I don't want to. On my winning attempt, I actually skipped over the line that spawns the enemies somehow. I reactivated it before leaving, out of pity. The wedding ring, though. There's no dream about a floating garage, nor about a specific wedding, but there is this Valentine's Day entry.
Interesting.
Happy Valentine's Day to the only person I ever loved. For a short time, you brought a little happiness to this painful existence called life. I hope we can be together again one day.
Is there a double voice?
In the meantime, I'll keep looking for that other someone who can be the ray of light in my life that you turned out to be.
Boy, Steve's had it rough through the years. Into the Brutalist maze now, where I have very little to add, honestly. I wonder if the bad dog appearing in the bigger version of the maze maybe represents a fear of dogs when Tom was a small child. Is that why he went to having a cat instead? Hard to say, but that's the best I've got for you. I've nothing more to add to the frisbee, the cat food, and that stupid pumpkin. By the way, the room where you get the plasma rifle only opens if you picked up the blue key in the first house. Something someone may have missed if they wanted that soul sphere. I also included this earlier, but if you look around, you might find this guy. You can't attack him. I don't know what his deal is, but the room he's around sort of reminds me of the back rooms, right?
Yeah.
Is that the skin stealer? I unplugged the TV room again, hoping this would trigger something new and not seen before, but alas it did not. Dropping down into the abyss and through the staircase into the house again, we can actually see we have all the items in the normal world now, which does unlock where to go next.
Now what about
But
the
we're
mirror?
still missing 2 from the Mirror World paintings, so let's square those away first. Go through the secret tunnel and into the airport. I also have little to add here. besides the undercurrent of psychosis that someone may be suffering from.
The blood bathroom.
Fun fact, the empty pill bottle is not an item you need to progress. Not from here or the hospital. It doesn't get added to the picture frame. Red herring then? Or a narrative device to connect these two locations? Once again, I don't know. Actually, one thing you can do here, if you position yourself just right in the bathroom so that the blood covers everywhere except the entrance...
What? Is that the BFG?
Yeah, baby.
Amen to that. Okay, let's just clear up the border plane already.
Oh.
I was on an airplane, and I was the only passenger. I looked out the window to see the ground below, and noticed that the terrain was unfamiliar. I had no idea where I was or where I was going. Suddenly, the plane started to shake violently, and I heard a loud noise coming from the engine. In the distance, I could see a huge storm cloud coming towards me. I tried to communicate with the pilot, but I couldn't hear him over the sound of the engine. The plane began to dive, and suddenly I felt a huge jolt. I looked out the window again and saw that the plane was heading for some kind of structure. I closed my eyes and felt the plane crash. I felt the impact and heard the screams and cries from the people around me. I then woke up, my heart pounding and my body drenched in sweat.
Congratulations, we finally caught up. The house is now just the same as it ever was, showing we finally did it. Except that flower painting now isn't. What an interesting picture.
Hey,
and the doors are back.
Hey, look at that.
So you could leave, which at this point would be silly. Why would we do that when we can take this rabbit hole as far as we can go?
Yeah, there it is. You gotta go right there. There it is.
Before you ask, no, this doesn't open until you get all the items.
Right. See, yeah, you couldn't do that.
Somewhere new, at long last. Nowhere to go but the road, I suppose.
I think I remember how this ends.
The long, winding road.
The long and winding road.
What's that over there?
Fucking made me think of a random ass Beatles song. Hell yeah. Oh, I know this song. This is the song that nobody knows.
They found it.
Oh, this song. Of course. And this crashed car seems to lead to an American gas station.
This is the song that nobody knows who
fucking
fucking
feeling
sings
about
it, right?
this.
They found it a couple months ago.
They did?
Yeah.
Really?
Whoa! This music, too, reminds me of a brawl I had once. Inside the store, you can find the final item, an Atari 2600 controller.
Cool.
There's not much else here to see.
It's my turn.
A bus stop and a lit-up sign. So the only thing we can do now is follow this trail of blood to this last room.
Excuse me?
Right.
Oh. Oh, God. Please don't tell me that store was the house again. You know what? It's fine. Because now we have all the items.
Okay.
And now the Mirror World painting has something to show us as well. Very interesting.
Oh shit, that's right.
So we leave, and sure enough, the fence opens in the same, if mirrored place, and in we go. It's a long road back to the station, and you could miss it, being the map is flipped around.
Right, yeah.
Because the car isn't here anymore. There's a tiny torch instead. But it leads to the gas station all the same.
Wow.
Lay. Yes.
All the same. The same.
Ooh,
Oh.
God, my hair. Oh,
Maybe
standing
not
up on end.
all the
Oh
same.
my
I
god.
try and poke around a bit, and there is a rocket launcher in the storeroom.
Nice.
Oh, very
Rock and
nice.
roll, motherfucker.
Why am I being given a rocket launcher? There's no way past the tape into the
it's
rest
giving
of
me a
the
bunch of
store
items in
or
them.
into
Say-
the house bathroom.
They give you the rocket launcher,
So
they give
we'll
you
go
the
where we need
BFG,
to.
like that's...
Sure enough, standing
BFG's
out by the
hidden, but
sign,
yeah.
we can see the smoke above the trees, and hidden between all of them is a little camp area. You can actually go here in the regular world, but there's nothing here. Meanwhile, we have some
gonna find out.
carving on the tree. S
Cool.
plus A.
Oh.
What the? Get out
what
of
the
here!
fuck?
No. What the hell? I can't go back. Huh? Wait.
Check this out.
What is that?
Oh. Oh man. What?
Oh,
Is
the
that a
director's
chair?
Pretty much.
Yeah. Oh, it's not plugged in.
Congratulations on achieving ending 2. No, really, this is an ending. You might have some questions, but fortunately,
Just a few.
There's another dream to tell you about.
February 26, 2023. I can no longer tell what elements of this map are my friends,
Mario
which are
3
mine,
dog.
and what the map has created. I am no longer afraid that the map is creating itself. It needs me as much as I need it, which reminds me of a dream I had the other night. I'm not sleeping much, but I recall this one with surprising clarity. I was standing on a beach, staring out at the placid water, the ocean stretching out as far as the eye could see. Seagulls cawed overhead, and the gentle caress of water lapped the sand in front of me. I dipped my toes into the water. At least I tried. There was no water, no ocean. It was an illusion. I realized everything around me was fake. The trees, the birds, the sand. It was all a one-act play, and I was Willy Loman, a damned fool who believed in something greater. But there was no happiness to be found. I wanted to find myself staring into oblivion. It was the end of time itself. No joy, no misery, no sadness, only emptiness. Men of faith tell us the afterlife is for eternity, but is it possible to keep your sanity for eternity? A day passes in the void, a month, a year, 2, 5, 10. Is this an eternity? 20 years, 100 years, 1,000 years. I've sat in this room for a million years now, entertaining the same thoughts, pondering the same questions, and ruminated on every mistake in my life, anguishing over them for centuries. 1 billion years now, double that, now double it again. I'm still nowhere close to the end of eternity. I pray for death, but it never comes. Just me and my thoughts and my mistakes and my insecurities and my regrets and my loneliness. Somewhere in another dream, the version of myself that winked back is sitting on the real beach, happy and content, knowing that life is finite, there is no afterlife, and happiness is found in the small things around us that we can control. Happiness has to be fought for.
Whoa, dude.
Time to fight for your happy ending. Once you lower the entrance to the fake beach, it's time to get running. Escape from the shadowy archvile, who is basically unkillable. You can stun them pretty easily, but it's easier to just run and never stop. They will teleport and chase you, even into the mirror house, where they'll start resurrecting the dead monsters, so we're going to have to flee to the regular world pronto, which is now repopulated too, and has archviles as well, but fortunately normal ones that we can kill by carefully peeking in and out of sight of their attacks. I probably should have just BFG'd them, but I felt proud when I did it, until I saw outside. It's
Cacodemon.
Open the door.
Lots of cacodemons.
Cacodemon.
Oh shit!
Oh my god! Fucking Dukes of Hell and fucking cacodemons. All of these things.
It's still Doom.
Shit. Oh my god!
Ow. Before we leave, go back up to the attic and look into the mirror. The shadowy archvile has taken the spot where the Christmas bauble used to be. How ominous.
Creepy.
Getting out of the house is tricky. I like to do a lap around the house to get them infighting and thin their number a little. I also want to stock up slightly with these items, but not really fight them. Our battle isn't here. We need to hit the road again, which, by the way, has one last dream to mention.
I was driving along a road in the woods when all of a sudden, my car veered off the road and crashed into a tree. I woke up to find myself in the driver's seat, with an injured and bleeding leg. My head was spinning and I felt disoriented. I dragged myself out of the car and hobbled my way through the woods in hopes of finding help. My leg was in agony, and I felt like I was going to faint. Through the trees, I saw the lights from a lonely gas station. I was relieved to find it open, but then I realized there was nobody there. I had no idea where everybody had gone. As I was standing there, I heard some strange noises coming from the woods around me. I was too scared to investigate, so I just stood there, feeling scared and alone. Suddenly, I heard a car in the distance, and I limped towards it. Thank goodness. It was a taxi driver who was able to take me to the hospital. I eventually woke up in a cold sweat, not sure if I was relieved or disappointed that it was just a dream.
And with that, there's only one last fight left for us. The gas station is surrounded by monsters from all sides, and a spider mastermind sitting atop the courtyard roof. It's a tough fight, but happiness has to be fought for.
I'm so glad they used this fucking song for this. Wow. Bottleneck, hell yeah. Got lots of rockets.
Hold on a
I wanna
second,
play
guys.
Doom 2 again.
I just need a quick break.
Oh, nice.
Very nice.
Hell yeah.
The song was finally ID'd as Subways of the Mind by FEX.
Oh, good to know. I didn't know that they had finally found out who sang it. It was like decades that people have been trying to figure out who sang the
It's
song.
literally like a couple of months ago.
Cool.
And it finally got ID'd.
Figure out who the Blue Wizard is.
It's a good song. Oh, look at that. Is that a sunset? Secret is revealed.
And here is the true ending. The one secret finally
Is that the
discovered
dog?
to tell you that this is the end. This beach is real. Actual peace is here for you. And if the dog in the maze survives, then they join you on this beach as well. To cap everything off, the nightmare is finally over. You've completed my house and can relax knowing there's nothing else left to see. Well, actually,
Yeah.
what if you collected all the items, unlocking the secret passage in the yard, but then burn the house down anyway?
Aha.
That's so scary.
What if you fought your way
Yeah.
through the burned out house again? The brutalist maze, went through the airport that has no plane, but you still fall back down into the now destroyed house? What if you did all of that, left the house,
And then went through the...
and then
yeah.
opened the fence passage?
Right?
Oh, hey. Here we go.
But-
What's going on? Oh, shit.
This isn't an ending, but it is a little secret for you. My phone couldn't read this QR code, but fortunately, someone very kind and clever in the Doomworld forums transcribed the code into something readable, which takes you to a new hidden photo in that Google Drive.
Oh.
An obituary for Steve Nelson. Steve died on the exact same day that Tom died, August 3rd, 2022.
Oh, dude.
What does this mean? Does it mean
Yeah.
that Steven's spirit made this Doom map as his last connection to the outside world? Is this meant to be some metatextual statement on the death of the author? I don't have a sole definitive answer, and I'm not sure one really exists for me. But this does open up some interesting rabbit holes. Was it actually Steve who wrote the journal? Rereading the journal after discovering this, it suddenly struck me how rarely names are used, instead using my childhood friend, or just my friend, when referring to who I presume to be Tom. It's only in February 2023 where Thomas is finally named, and positively identified as the person who started the map on the floppy disk, which I guess the forum post also confirmed. Steve isn't named anywhere in here, which might support the idea that he's the one writing it. At first though, I wondered if the vagueness of the journal meant there was a third person who wrote it. Who would that be? A, of course. The journal mentions the love of their life, and the obituary confirms Steve did indeed tie the knot at some point. The journal implies that their love is no longer with them, too. Could the journal be by A talking about Steve? This might be an answer for those wanting to reject an ethereal origin for this mod. However, this is leaving out an important detail from the obituary. Steve is survived only by his closest relatives, and not by any spouse. So either they had separated, or their partner had already passed away. You might be able to see where I'm going here. I think A might be Tom. His last name is Allard. A for Allard, perhaps. If they were close, even as friends, it wouldn't be hard to see them having nicknames for one another. The obituaries further support this too. The fact that both of them married their old school crushes, and that they went to the same high school. The fact Thomas moved back to the same town to be with the person they married. Tom too is also not survived by a spouse, despite being married. And the fact they're both sharing a celebration of life and funeral service at the same place, date, and time.
Oh,
so,
man.
Yeah, I think they're together. The obituaries don't mention how either died, merely that Stephen passed away and that Thomas died in his home. I've heard there's an entire lexicon of euphemisms that obituaries use to talk about the recently deceased, but I don't know if I'm privy to such things. Anything I could derive, further than I already have, would merely be a baseless assumption, from here or in the map. But you might wonder then what this whole mod was about. If at the end our big twist was our author too was dead, and this was a tribute made for romantic love rather than just friendship. Well, I'm sure I don't need to point out the signs of a potentially difficult childhood that appear throughout this map and its supplemental material. It's hard to know exactly who owns what here. However, I'd say some things feel particular to Stephen. For instance, there's the hospital. Thomas still has all of his close relatives together, but Stephen apparently lost his father sometime before his death. So, are we reliving his father's death here? No idea why he died, though I remember the pill bottle.
Yeah.
Curious. His mother also has 3 different last names mentioned within the obituary, which might imply a difficult upbringing for the boy. The level itself is full of moments that could represent other events or memories, but I'd like to repeat one last bit from the journal instead. For a short time, you brought a little happiness to this painful existence called life. That's my read on things. A tribute to a difficult life which love briefly illuminated, made from beyond the grave by a grieving partner's cursed soul. You might disagree. It's intentionally vague, and I think its opaque and confusing nature is part of the point to illustrate trauma. So why not play it for yourself? Explore its many corners, read these documents, and see what conclusions you draw. Maybe the airport is Tom coming back home to Illinois. Maybe the frisbee is Stephen's love of frisbee golf. For me, though, it's interesting this all started with sharing a house on a floppy disk. When 2 people begin to share a house, when one moves in with another, what do each of them bring into it?
Wow. Holy shit. Oh, fuck, man. Wow.
If I had $1 for every time a horror game revealed itself to be a gay love story at the end, I'd have $2. And my local bakery still wouldn't accept them for a sausage roll. Some of you may be wondering about the account of Veg on Doomworld, and it may shock you to know that Veg is a real user. Real in the sense that this account has been open since 2004, then seemingly left in 2006, before coming back in September of 2022. Their posts and updates on Doomworld mirror what's said in the journal perfectly. with dates lining up and everything. Veg never dropped their character, even for a second. I can say character now, right? We all understand the healthy lines between fiction and reality, correct? There is actually a bit of, to use a technical term, hoo-ha in the forums about the identity of the author, or authors, where the clues have been left in places like anagrams or even in the thread itself. However, to be totally blunt, I don't care to chase up on such things. Either the creators come forward, or they don't. What matters to me is the time I had playing this. I did not expect one of my favourite gaming experiences of 2023 to be a Doom map. Playing through my house has been like I've had a spell cast on me, utterly entrancing me and convincing me to keep playing, keep digging into its secrets. I've spent hours in this little map of 10 minutes of playtime, and longer still just thinking about it. Not only the details of its narrative, but how genius its design is. A lot of this has already been discussed at length by people inside the Doom World thread, which I highly recommend you read for yourself. Those people in there know Doom much better than I do. But I want to bounce off the pages and pages of discussion that's already there and say how incredible it is that this feels like a full Doom horror map rather than just a horror mod that happens to run in Doom. All elements of its design are rooted in rules very familiar to fans of Doom 1 and 2. Solving mazes, running past lines which trigger new things in the map, such as opening new passageways, even the effect of running in circles around a map, collecting keys to open doors, or in this case, making the door appear once again. This is the language of Doom, and this mod takes it and twists the familiar words to be understandable, but also terrifying. It is that uncanniness that stems from that familiarity that makes it work so well with the presentation of the entire game. One thing I haven't mentioned that's inside the Google Drive is the actual myhouse.wad, a much smaller map that, if you play, it's just the basic loop of the regular house.
Right,
Or the first house, I suppose. No weirdness, and even beating underhalls takes you forward to the gantlet. Although there is actually one key difference. You're a different height. Actually, it'd be more accurate to say that in the PK3 version of the game, you're taller. The WAD doesn't change your height from the default. You might not notice it in the context of the house. You feel at a regular human height for these objects. Maybe the reason why this change was made. But you don't end at the house.
Yeah, because in Doom you're kind of short.
You're still a different height when you go through underhalls. Given how many times a Doom player may have gone through underhalls over the years, especially a community dedicated to Doom, that uncomfortable feeling of something not being right might be hard to shake and even harder to pin down. I didn't even know where else to mention this, but is it any coincidence that the game takes you into underhalls? An early Doom 2 level featuring a house. There's nothing off about it, but after going through all you saw in Expedition 1, can you really feel for sure that that is the case? Everything about this map works to get itself under the skin by being just a little bit off. That subtle change of the player height, the weapons animations swapping out, playing with the music that people expect to hear in these maps. Even the doors. How iconic is the Doom door opening sound? And this game even manages to flip that on its head. It takes the ultimate familiar and reliable space that is Doom and creates points of alienation to remove feelings of security when playing it. Playing a simple mod based on a player's house. Even if you've never played classic Doom before, I think this can have an effect on you. After all, you do one loop of the house before anything weird happens, and then your loops to grab keys become wider and stretch into the impossible. Then there's also the extraneous references in the game. Shrek, the backrooms, and the many inspirations from the liminal space online movement. Some of you may have rolled your eyes when you saw them, but what if I told you they were actually very smart? See, Doom has had maps and mods made for a very long time, and in a manner not dissimilar to how online communities in these horror spaces continue to make their own spins on the core elements of their chosen movement. Multiple online versions of the backrooms and liminal spaces exist, with all kinds of ways to experience them from
you guys ever seen any
art
Arcane
to
Pixels
video
videos?
to game.
No.
Shrek,
Oh, I gotta show you
existing
some
in
shit
here,
later.
as crazy and pretentious as this will sound, draws a connection between these movements and Doom modding. He is a meme. He's everywhere. Has been for an ungodly amount of time. And chances are, if a new meme or online movement comes along, Shrek will be put inside it at some point. But Doom modders have been putting personal Easter eggs inside their maps for years. It's never been uncommon to see something out of place in someone's map. Something that probably meant something to the map author. It's a small piece of personal expression, not unlike someone putting Shrek inside their horror work. It might sound like I'm stretching, but when you see Shrek, you know it's artificial. Your mind immediately knows that what you're playing is constructed, and you'll think of the author. Something that this map is asking you to do constantly.
That's fair.
Okay, I might be focusing a bit too much on this, but bear with me for this last point. What I like most about this connection is that it feels like a celebration of Doom modding. This year, Doom turns 30 years old, and 30 years on, this game is still getting community support, and the set rules of this game are still changing in radical ways people never thought of. But it's also adapting, changing with the times. Even amidst all the changes in gaming, technology, and even the wider cultural and political landscape, there has always been Doom modding happening alongside it. And while being influenced by what's happening around it, it's never been slowed or discarded or abandoned. Doom can adapt itself to these modern internet trends like putting on a new glove, and still make an impact when it does so. Doom can be anything, from the simplest shooter maps to strange new experiences that people haven't seen before. In the truest sense of the word, this map shows that Doom really is eternal. There's one more detail from the journal I'd like to close on. It's a flimsy observation, but bear with me anyway. In the text are 3 numbers highlighted in red. In order, they are 2, 3, 1. I don't see any connections between the journal entries they are attached to, and the number means nothing in the context of the map. So I googled Doom 231 and found a music track from OC Remix. OC Remix numbers its tracks sequentially, so the fact it's a Doom song specifically at number 231 feels like a pretty extraordinary coincidence. The song itself is a remix of Sign of Evil from Doom 1, and I can't help but think when listening to it that it may have been an inspiration for the creation of the whole map. Even if I'm wrong, and it wasn't that big an inspiration, it's a nice song anyway. Really makes me feel happy. Thank you for watching this long delayed video.
That was fucking incredible.
I've been in
huh?
not the best shape while working on this, and to be honest, playing through this
man, that was holy shit, dude.
Helping matters.
Aren't video games fucking amazing? Aren't video games so fucking cool? Like, isn't that the greatest fucking art form ever made, honestly? Like, holy hell, dude.
I didn't realize that this mod was so recent. I thought it was older.
Nope.
Oh, yeah.
Nope, it's less than, I think, 2 years old, and yeah.
Well, I mean, like he mentioned, like the modding community for Doom is so active still.
Yeah.
Oh, and it's old and still active. Yeah, of course. Yeah. Dude, that was fucking amazing, man. That's that was hella cool. Oh yeah. I don't even.
Yeah. Goddamn. That was. I mean, that was one of the better YouTube video essays I've ever seen in my life. Again, it's Power Pack, right? The dude's
Power Pack. Absolutely.
This video is almost 2 hours long. It clocks in 1 hour and 42 minutes. It has like 13 million views.
Yeah, it's got more views than any other videos I think this guy has on his channel.
Engaging the way he's an excellent rhetorician. The way he lays it out for you is, man, the point that he makes about how the game is not only an incredibly abstract work of art, but it also doesn't not feel like Doom. Like it could just be a mod that is so abstracted that the feeling of Doom is just gone. But instead, he's like, but also, it's got all the shit that Doom has. You know, walking past a place and a door opens, you're looking for items. You know what I mean? But it's also, but it's this.
Is it Socrates that like talking about like the essence of forms and shit? It's like this still has the essence of form of Doom. Like it's Doom at its soul. It's got the Doomness within it.
Sure,
but it's still this crazy fucking experience that's House of Leaves too. You know,
Doom
like
in Plato's cave.
And
Doom in Plato's cave. Yeah, right.
And check this out. So this mod is, what did we say? Like 2 years old, give or take.
Right.
I think it just came out 2 years old.
Okay. Yeah.
I think that's what it was.
Yeah.
We still don't know who made it. There's the user on the Doom World forums.
It's a pseudonym,
just a username. Right. Like he didn't come forward and be like, "I'm Steve Smith and I made this amazing freaking mod."
Right? Yeah.
Like, the guy is
and it's
still anonymous.
Had a Doom's mod forum profile since, what did it say? Like
2004. 2004.
Yeah. So he didn't
crazy.
like make an. Yeah.
He didn't make it like this is like some. Man, I don't know.
So my question: do you guys think it's one person, or do you guys think it's a team
that made the mod?
Yeah, because there is some stuff in here like fundamentally taking like Doom and then changing it to the point where you do things that Doom can't do normally. Like that's a lot of work.
Yeah,
it makes me wonder. Like
either
I wonder if this
did
is a
it
team
forever and ever and ever, or a team of people did it in 2 years or something.
Or he was planning it from 2004 to 2022.
That's what I mean. Yeah, either he's been making it this entire time, and I mean the journal is alone. If he did the journal entries and the game, that alone is a feat, because then you have to be an author and a video game maker.
Right.
Because it's a puzzle. It's got an enigma wrapped up.
Because writing is hard.
Writing is hard, yeah.
Literally just
so is game development.
Like, because when they was reading that monologue about like,
yeah,
I walk up the stairs and my heart is beating in my chest and this and that, and it's just
that's
like I'm
good
on the
writing.
edge of my seat going like,
that's
oh
good
my
writing.
God, books can be so scary. There's something like, I remember one time our mom was reading Cujo, and I read a little section of it over her shoulder, and I was just like, God damn, Stephen King, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Why are books so scary? But yeah, so to be a decent author and make a video game that is like some next level internal logic bending shit.
I'd be willing to bet that, I mean, yes, one person could make this, because video games are also hard to make as far as like the technical side of it. Right, exactly. One person could have made it, but they would have to be a polymath, I guess, is the word for it.
Yeah, don't forget this breaks a lot of rules that the Doom engine has. So that means they had to create their own like scripts and changes to the actual.
Go into Doom's engine and change it, and to make it all work still, and still make it play like Doom, because Doom plays a certain way. It's smooth, you know, it plays very well.
That game's Superliminal that myself and Mr. Benacore talked about this year has that same sort of tricked you vibe to it, like at the end of this, the fake ending with the like where it's like, oh, it's a sunset, and then it's like actually you can walk behind it or whatever, and
that's super cool.
Looks as though you could walk out into the water, but then you know you turn the corner and you cannot, and I love that shit. Superliminal did that same thing, and there's just I don't know.
The moment that I saw the beach, I was like, oh shit, I've seen this video before, and I remember that ending, and like it still hit me. Like I don't know, I still got goosebumps when that final ending showed up, and and then the fucking the grave at the end, like that caught me off guard because I forgot about that. But that spooked me, man. And then the final reveal that the author is dead.
Like, do you
awesome.
think that the car crash like wasn't a dream and they both died in the car crash?
Right. Or the fire. Like, did they die in the fire?
No, I think the fire was a childhood trauma
for one of them.
Oh,
yeah. Right.
Shit. Okay, yeah,
that
you're
was
right.
That was a childhood trauma, and it didn't. I think I forget if that was the one whose father had passed away. So it was
but the one died in the house. The one guy, it said in the obituary he died in the house.
I don't remember that. Did it say? All I remember, it said that the one guy had a dream about the car accident, right? And the taxi and all that. That was a dream. He said that he had.
Yeah.
There was also the dream about the plane crash. But I remember the obituary for the actual. I forgot the names of the people now. The second guy. Yeah. Like
one that did not. the second one, Steven, that supposedly made it. It did not say
was the
how
one
he
that
died.
made it, and then there was Tom, right? Was the other guy?
That was the whole subject, the one who started it, and the whole subject.
Yeah, that guy. It said that he
story.
had died in his home, or he had died at home. That's why I was like, man,
Really?
like I don't. Yeah, I thought I remember that. Maybe I'm misremembering that, but like,
No.
it's, yeah.
But there could be a lot of levels to that. Like they could have been in coma, and then they,
Right, yeah, it could have been, yeah, and they died.
Because there's the bloody gas
lots
station.
of things. Bloody gas
Oh my
station,
God,
bloody bathroom.
the bloody bathroom, the bloody gas station. Yeah, but the trail of blood in the gas station. I remember. Yeah, I know what you mean. It's like almost like someone like walked in there bleeding. Like. But then the bathroom turned into the house. But then the bathroom where the trail of blood leads goes to the house.
There's the trail of blood, but then there's like the absolutely covered in blood gas station.
Right, like crime gas station.
The gas station was covered in blood. The bathroom in the airport was like just everything was covered in blood.
Maybe the scene in the hospital is the one guy getting sick.
Right.
And that's why he dies at home. He returns
and
home.
Maybe the other guy like gets drunk with grief the same day, goes driving, hits a tree, and he dies the same day.
Oh, I like that.
Ooh, that's interesting.
That is, man. This was cool.
If it was made by really one guy, this guy's a genius. If it's made by a team, that it's incredible that the team of people made something and then didn't want to take any credit for it.
I was going to say, back to reality of who actually made this mod, because this was basically just watching a mod experience, movie, great game, whatever you want to call it. Somebody still had to make this, even if it wasn't, a dead person, air quotes.
Right, yeah.
Somebody or some people actually made this, one of the most detailed and horrifying Doom mods ever, and haven't really taken credit for it.
Yeah,
which is some Banksy shit where you're just
it's like almost like they don't they don't
tree
care
falls in the forest and no one hears it.
Give this guy a job to make the next Silent Hill game, right? Like
that's the ultimate artistry. There is just to release a work of art and then just not take credit for it because you don't fucking care, because the creation of it is what mattered. Like that.
It wouldn't even work if it was Silent Hill, because then you would it works the best because it's a Doom mod and it's so unsuspecting, because you know what I mean. Doom is
definitely catch you off guard.
Doom is about reloading a double-barreled shotgun and shooting a demon with it.
There's a gun called the Big Fucking Gun in Doom.
Exactly.
Like come on, dude.
So
like that's
a surrealist painting, you're just like, what? Like
something so, for lack of a better word, something so so soft and like intimate. Like it's just like something that
killed people. There's still violence. The softness is like, I don't know, but it definitely was intimate, but with a fake person, and it's
accountant by day, exquisite Doom modder by night.
Right. Yeah. The person that made this is out in the world right now. Maybe. Right. Like that person is. That person's there somewhere in the world.
We're pretty sure that that's a story, and it's a great story to go along with the mystique of it. And so again, that means there's some people that I look forward to your next piece of art.
That's so cool.
Exactly. Right.
We're gonna do all this work and then do a little secret ending that basically, if you do it, you figure out that there's the final fake premise. I have one more fake premise for you, which is that I've been dead the whole time.
Yeah.
Because the whole game
is
a series of fake premises. You
didn't see the other obituary until you get that very last
This door
QR,
opens into a room. Pff, you thought that's how doors normally work, idiot. You know what I mean? But with everything. You know what I mean? Like mirrors, you can't normally walk in them. Yes, you can. You know what I mean? Doom normally works this way. Not this Doom. The whole game is this like good art subverts your expectations, and this is just like
this does it at every turn.
Expectation subversions over and over and over and again. And
how about the fake beach? How about that?
Oh yeah, dude.
Right.
Exactly. Beach,
when you poke your nose around the corner and you're like, oh, this is a set.
It's very well lined up to where you don't see that at all. Yeah. Until you like turn the corner and you're like, wait, what? And there's wood propping it up, and the beach is just a giant movie theater screen.
So cool. Yeah. That last Evangelion rebuild does something like this in the very last like scene where they're just like, this is an anime Joker. Like normally, like in anime, in a movie, we don't reference that we're a movie. And then, especially in a Japanese anime, like, I don't know, the whole thing has like this deconstruction at the very end of it. That reminded me of that whole, like, this is a set, you're playing a game. you thought this is a 3D space. You don't actually know how any of this is working because I'm not making you privy to it. And so
I love that. I love
it's fake, quote unquote.
Games or movies that remind you that you are the person experiencing the thing and that you're part of the experience itself too. I love that. I love that kind of shit. Inception does that, or Inscription does that. I mean, Inscription does that shit. If you've played Doki Doki Literature Club, spoiler alert, it literally does that. It's like several times. It's if you haven't played Doki Doki, like you really should. It's good.
Yeah. It's free. Go do it.
Exactly. It's free. It's free. Yeah, Doki Doki Literature Club is free, and it'll take you maybe like 3 hours or 4 hours to play it through, maybe 5 if you want to get all the. Just play it.
Damn, I'm gonna download that right now. I didn't know.
It's on Steam. It's on Steam.
It's on Steam. It's free. Yeah, go for it.
It's free on Steam.
Yeah. Fucking go for it.
B-Rad says you got to play Doki Doki. Brad, you played that? Okay, that's fair. You're better about playing games than you are watching movies.
If you loved Inscription, you'll love Doki Doki, and you have to play it on a computer. Like the way that the game works, you have to play it on a computer.
I got it. I'm
okay.
It's not very big. Yeah,
it's not. It's a very very small game. Yeah.
Wow.
Fuck
yeah, dude! I'm fucking hyped. But yeah, that was great. Yeah,
I'm glad you liked it.
Yeah.
When I found it and started watching it, I got that first 5 minutes where there was the room under the room. Like, oh, that's kind of neat. But if that's where this is going, one, how is this an hour and 42 minutes long? Right. And two, it's not going to keep my attention very long. Well, it did not take very long for it to grip me, and that's what I did for the next 2 hours.
Jiminy Christmas.
It's funny. I mentioned during this, it mentions the back rooms and stuff like that. And I asked, if you guys had seen any videos by Kane Pixels, you should check out Kane Pixels. Kane Pixels is the one that canonized the traditional the back rooms that look that
short film thing.
Yes, Kane Pixels made that, but Kane Pixels has another short story, a short film. I guess it's like a series of 3 or 4 little shorts called The Oldest View, and that one I think is better than the backrooms, than any of the backroom shit. But that one is about a guy who basically goes into an old bunker that he finds out in the woods, and some stuff happens. I don't want to say anything because I just think you should check it out. But it's very spooky. It's very spooky. It's good.
Yes,
yeah.
If you haven't seen Skinamarink and you're watching this,
Skinamarink is one of my favorite horror movies ever. Honestly,
if you liked this,
that's so
that
funny.
Movie is that. It's this because it's from a first-person perspective.
No, Skinamarink is what Brad said earlier. I feel like this is just building up to be like a giant jump scare, and that is what Skinamarink is doing.
Actually, Skinamarink is not from first person; it's from sixth person.
It's from the wall. It's like if the wall had a camera. That the wall, if these walls could talk, if these walls could see.
Yeah.
It's like the house itself is watching you. Exactly.
Something lower.
I don't even know how to describe Skinamarink, but just go watch it if you haven't seen it.
Yes, we know you love it.
We should watch that movie again, honestly. I fucking love that movie. I was so excited when it came out. You haven't seen the short, right? The one that it's based on. Now that you've seen Skinamarink, you should watch Heck is the name of the short. Yeah. It's a half an hour long, and it takes
not short.
I mean, it's shorter than an hour and a half or 2 hours that Skinamarink is. But Heck takes the concept of Skinamarink, and it's a little bit more literal in its final interpretation of it. But it's also, you could see, I don't know, it's cool. It's worth watching. It's worth watching.
Yeah. Cool.
It scared the shit out of me.
Glad you liked it.
All right. Well, hey, it is about that time. This is perfect. Dang, I don't know what we're gonna do next week that could possibly top this shit. It's just crazy as fuck.
I don't know.
Well, man. I'll probably go back to actually us, watching game shit.
True. Yeah, right. Yeah, we can watch more video game shit. Absolutely. If I find some other good documentaries, I'll send them over to you. If we find anything else we want to watch, just throw it on there.
Go back to watching some great cutscenes, FMV cutscenes, and some commercials, and then something else will come along, like the Dragon Quest thing that we watched. Thanksgiving. That was really good.
Hell, man, even on Halloween when we watched House on Haunted Hill, I had a blast doing that. The movie was great, man. That movie was fucking awesome.
Movie, it stands up, right?
Vincent Price is the man. I learned some stuff about Vincent Price later on, and that guy was a fucking badass.
Yeah, he is a badass.
That movie holds up. That movie, the first time I saw it, I went, what year did this come out? Because it was just
Right,
well
yeah.
written.
Right, exactly, yeah. But hell yeah, yeah.
Hell yeah. Well, listen, that does it for us, I believe, for this week's watch along. We've got an episode that I need to honestly do some finishing touches on after this. Episode coming out tomorrow for talking about 2025 stuff. And then we're going to be recording an episode tomorrow as well, where we're going to be talking about games that we've been playing on Steam. That'll be fun.
All the money we spent in the winter
all
sale.
the money we spent over Christmas with our
spoiler alert, it's a lot.
The money that Santa gave to us. And yeah, it's Saturday. I'll be streaming in the afternoon with Caitlin, Baldur's Gate. Raf's got his Sunday Scaries. He's been playing cool, crazy games. This past Sunday, you played that house checking game.
Oh yeah,
dude,
that was
great.
Cabin Factory, man, that game.
Cabin
I mean,
cool.
You guys, and Mac, you probably heard me from my room screaming. The loudest I've ever fucking screamed in any horror game that I've ever played.
Because I was watching, and it was like, damn, this shit
scared the
scary
shit out of me,
fuck.
dude.
Holy shit.
I missed the beginning, and then I tuned in like about 10 minutes before you got stuck in the mini house loop.
Yeah, dude, yeah.
Right. The parts where it's like you're outside the house and then like the button was gone and then the guy
that was cool.
That was fucked up.
That was really cool.
You know what's funny? I figured out how to solve that. I ran down that hallway and guess what? I was still in the house the whole time. That's my house.watch shit. Right?
How old is that game? How old is that game? When did that come out?
It just came out.
I was just gonna say, like, God, he could just like slowly, like every month, add like a couple more scares, and a year from now, it would be like a really kick-ass game.
Hell yeah. No, yeah. Need some work, but it's good.
Cool. Well, hey, I think that's it for my third. Well, hey.
Yeah.
I don't have anything else until my name's Max Stein, right? Until next week, video games, more like schmidio games.
Yeah, right.
See you,
Go check out our merch.
Bye.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, go check out our merch. In the first of the month, we'll have our UFO 50 stuff up on Patreon, and all of our merch stuff will be the correct size and everything. So check that out. All right, video games. Schmidio games, you filthy animals. Happy New Year.
Roll it. Bye. Woo!